Okay, welcome to part 3, week 1, section 1, Eco 501, managerial economics. In this part, we will do a very brief outline of what this course is about and what this course is not about. Okay, because if we can describe what black looks like, we can appreciate what white looks like. So once we tell you what this course is about, we should also try to discuss what this course is not about. Now, from our discussion today, it's quite evident that quite a few of you have done at least a basic economics course in your undergrad.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there anybody in this class who has not done a basic economics course in their undergrad?
Sir, I haven't.
Acha, what was your background?
So pharmaceutical science.
Okay, lovely. So you haven't done. Is there anybody else who has done no economics course at all in their undergrad? Okay, so you are the only person, and you don't have to worry about it. So those of you who are from business background, you must have done a basic economics course. One of you in this class is also an economics undergrad, so that person did quite advanced courses as well. Now, whether your experience with economics was good or bad, one thing, economics is not the budget. Economics is not what the finance minister says. Okay, so economics has nothing to do with money. The economics that we are going to look at in managerial economics is how do we make a decision. That's what managers of a business enterprise will be more interested in. Now, when we make a decision, we have a, I'll be narrating these things next week properly, formally. Before a decision, we have one set of information. We observe the world in one way. Once we have made a decision, we observe a different world. Right? Only after making a decision can we tell, will the decision be good or bad? এটা কি এই ব্যাপারে কি সবাই একমত?
Yes, sir.
Our decision is good or bad. We can only tell that after the decision has been made. We are not interested in that type of decision making. This entire course is about how we make a decision before an event happens. For example, we have all come here to study an MBA at Brack University. Before we came here, we all had multiple options in front of us, right? Is there anybody in this class who can proudly say that Brack University MBA was the only option in front of me in my life?
No, sir.
Everybody had two options from which they made a decision. Now, after coming to Brack, after 1 or 2 or 3 semesters, only then we can say whether this decision has been good or bad. We are not interested in the second part of this decision making. How do we make a decision? What are the things that we need to keep in consideration? What are the problems that may arise that create noise? You know what noise is in science?
Yes, sir.
Acha, who said yes, sir? What's your name?
Sir, this is big one.
Acha, what is noise in decision making or science?
In my perspective, noise means happenings of things that are not meant to be, or maybe they can be distorted, or they can be happened that we never predicted as such.
Okay. So, in this context, noise will be if you fail to identify something. For example, when we make a decision, we have to have a set of what type of information do we ideally look at? This is the first things that we are going to look at in this course. So managerial economics is basically how people make a decision. So the person, our friend in this class who has come from a pharmaceutical background, who has done no course in economics, knows one thing for sure. What is the wonder drug of your pharmaceutical company? Wonder drug.
The drug. Sorry, sir.
In your pharmaceutical industry, Are you a pharmacist?
Yes, sir.
Acha,
Technically
so
used to be.
technically okay. So what is the wonder drug?
Sir, Napa or Seclo.
Okay, Napa, cycle কি গ্যাসের ওষুধ?
So, yeah.
ঢাকা শহরে সবচেয়ে বেশি ওষুধ বিক্রি হয়, আমার pharmaceutical friend will tell you.
Sorry, sir.
স্যার শুনতে পারতাছি না।
It broke up.
নট ক্লিয়ার।
দাঁড়াও, এখানে বোধহয় আজান হচ্ছে কোথাও।
জি স্যার।
Just wait there, let me get half a minute pause. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I can
Yes, sir.
hear.
ওষুধের একটা characteristics হচ্ছে, if the price goes up, people don't reduce their consumption of the drug. তাই না? Our pharmacist?
Yes, sir.
Because the consumption of the drug has nothing to do with the price of the product.
No, it's more psychological than the.
And also driven by your physical needs.
Yes, sir.
So why does that happen? That's one question we're going to ask in a chapter called elasticity. How does this influence our business decision making? So the person in the pharmaceutical industry who's never done a course in economics will soon find out why the price of medicine never goes down. It always goes up. Have you ever seen the price of medicine go down? Has anybody here?
No,
Achha.
sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Has anybody seen the price of a newspaper go down over time?
Sir.
Newspaper. Achha. Has anybody here in this class observed the price of salt going down?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Salt price সবসময় বেড়ে যায় না? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bragg owns Aron. Bragg gives lots of offers in Aron, right? This, you know, 25% price reduction, this particular sale, this and that. Aron products are always, the price is reduced to encourage demand. But there are some certain products where the price is not going to fall, they're going to increase. That's a concept called elasticity. Then another thing that we're going to look at is, okay, let me get to the slides directly. So I think that will be better. Okay, so managerial economics is basically an applied branch of economics that uses tools and techniques from economic theory to help business managers make better decisions and understand the environment in which they operate. Why do we want to use tools from economics and not from other disciplines of the business school? Economics is the oldest branch of any business school that developed the science of decision making in a very organized way. And of that, it was done basically by microeconomics. So what we are going to do, we're going to look at how those tools have been built. But we have an approach. We have a different approach this semester officially, but this is something that I've been doing for a long time. Any textbook that you are going to study, either in this course or any other course, is either American or UK based. Chances will be high that 80% it will be some American based textbook, and the remaining 20% cases, 18% of them will be UK based. So whatever you see as case studies in those books are not relevant to us. So what we are going to do, actually that I've been doing for the last 2-3 semesters, that is that we are going to try to look at the economic problems from an applied point of view in the context of Bangladesh. So our pharmaceutical friend will be able to try to see applications in the pharmaceutical industry. There's somebody here who's working at Bikash, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have your, for how long have you been working at Bikash?
From last 3 years.
Okay, for 3 years, so you have seen how the industry works over there quite well, right?
Yes, sir. The MFS industry, yes.
Okay, so whatever the concepts we learned here, you try to think in the context of applying it to Bikash.
All right, sir.
So then what happens is, the applied science has universal applications, but where do we and how will we apply them? We are going to try to focus on Bangladesh case. So yesterday when we had our meeting with the dean and another one of your professors, Mujibul Haq, the two of them specifically stressed that to make the case studies Bangladesh or related. And if we have foreign students in the class, then probably in the context of their home country. So whatever applications we look at, we are going to look at in the context of Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Third, we are not interested in too much theory. So if somebody is extremely worried that I'm terrible with maths, okay, I'm terrible at reading graphs, and this was one of the nightmares I had in my undergrad in the economics course that I did take. It was a disaster. You don't have to worry about that. We are more interested in learning the theory. What are the main implications of the theory? How can we apply it in the real world? Since this is not an in-person class, I can't use the board as much, practically as I could. Even, yes, we have boards in Zoom and also Google Meet, but they are not a substitution to understanding, things. Last semester I had huge problem trying to, deliver what, how to interpret a ratio. Okay, x by y. Okay, well, is x greater than y? Is x less than y? Okay, what is the implication of this? Then I realized that this semester I have to just forget the theory and then just hit onto the applications more. So we are not interested in theory here. We are interested in the applications of the theory and how we can apply it to our real world. Many of us here have working backgrounds, so we can apply it to our daily workplaces. Okay. So this is the text. So it will. I will make it available in the Google Drive. You please check tomorrow morning, and after these we will be focusing next week. Trade-offs, incentives, then what we mean by exchange, information distribution. So this course is more to do with common sense and real world situations. Just like I said before, the best entrepreneurs are most of them have never been business graduates. They learned from common sense. They also learn from making mistakes. You learn more from mistakes than you learn from success. So we will be using tools from economics for reason that we discussed a little while ago. So this course will try to be applied more than theoretical. Technicalities shall be avoided as much as possible. And we will try to cover topics that are relevant and omit topics that have become obsolete. Okay, so welcome to the course. So that's it, basically. So after this class finishes, I'll upload everything in the drives and then I'll send it to you by email. And I'll, in the meantime, please join the Facebook group. What I'll do is I'll send the course syllabus and the slides now by email. So you can get the links, you can join, or you can do one thing. You take a screenshot of the group, right? Then where is it? Is it here? No. Is it here? No. Okay. You take a screenshot of this screen. The name of the Facebook group is a 501. This and below the URL, the group number is also there: 3271 529 489 744 636. So if you send me a request, I'll add you now, and then things can also be made available in the Facebook group. Have you taken a screenshot?
Sir, I want to ask one thing. Sir, do you have to use our G Suite mail to access in the Google Classroom?
I'm not answering that question now. Screenshot নিয়েছো সবাই এই স্ক্রিনে?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'll stop share. Acha, who asked the G Suite question?
Sir, it's me, Khadija.
Acha, Khadija. The answer is probably yes, because I haven't seen people enroll into the Google Classroom not using G Suite. Because that Google Classroom is open from the Brack University account. Don't you have a G Suite account?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, then you just automatically enroll.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Even if you don't have a G Suite account, you'll have to get one in any case. If you're going to do, MBA program at Brack. Oh yeah, here, Ridwan Siddiqui Wadud. Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions? কোনো প্রশ্ন আছে?
না স্যার এখন পর্যন্ত স্যার নাই।
That's good because
Today, sir.
then your
Yes,
question. Okay, Tale. So we're closing it here. Next week we'll jump into the topics in more detail, and we'll try to make it interactive. And next week, please, since this is a university policy, keep your camera on, and randomly I'll be taking attendance. Okay.
Okay, sir.
And if you're driving, please don't attend the class. Your life is more important. Okay, one of you was driving, so don't do that. It's very dangerous.
Sir, I wasn't driving actually. I was on my way to home from
Oh.
office.
Achha, oh, you have somebody to drive for you.
Yeah.
Oh, then you're a clever man. Okay, no problem. Okay. তাহলে ঠিক আছে তাহলে I'll make everything available and please enroll into the group now. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Have a
you
good
so
day.
much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।